Welcome back to Fun with Guns, and today I just want to do a quick preparedness video and go over, the current situation that we have going on right now. Now, I'm not trying to fearmonger or anything, but just trying to get you guys into and remind you of being prepared and have that prepared mindness going on. So right now, of course, we do all know about the coronavirus, and that is, I'm not saying an epidemic or a pandemic, but it is something just to keep in mind and to take the right precautions to avoid getting sick in any way, especially with that virus and other sicknesses going around. What made me want to do this video is that the U.S. military just issued a coronavirus containment plan. So with that being said, what it's pretty much talking about is making sure that they're protecting our military as well as civilians. But when they talk about containment, what they go into detail in this plan is they're talking about doing quarantines and things like that. So if you are in a situation, not saying this is going to happen, but it is good to be prepared, because if you are in a situation where your city or location is quarantined because of any type of situation, it could be pandemic, it could be a virus, it could be many things. If that happens, you don't know how long you're going to be quarantined for. So you want to make sure that you are taking the right precautions to take care of yourself and your loved ones. That would include a multitude of things. Medication, water, and food are the most important. And I will do a series of preparedness videos and prepper videos and stuff like that, especially getting into like food options and water options, because those are your two main things you're going to need to survive. You already have shelter. You don't necessarily need to bug out. You aren't going to be able to bug out if you're under quarantine. So with that being said, it is good to have some options. As you can see here, we do have a few different options. This isn't an end-all, do-all, but it is a great start. And a lot of these things you can get very cheap. So as far as food, you want to make sure you have enough food at least to sustain your family for a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks at least at a minimum. That's a great starting point. There's a lot of canned goods. You don't have to necessarily go with the 25, 30-year shelf life items. You don't have to go freeze-dried or anything like that necessarily. Just keep your canned goods and your dried goods and non-perishables in rotation. And those will typically give you a few years. And they're typically good 2 to 5 years past their expiration date. Those expiration dates are just there for legal issues. So we will get more into that, and I'll do a lot more videos about some cheap options and just some good options for you if you need to, or if you're new to getting prepared for food and things like that. Now, also, you do want to have a good amount of water on hand already, because if something were to happen, you might not have more water coming into your supply. That might be whatever you have is what you got. So it is smart to at least keep bottles, at least keep some water on hand. Now, keep in mind, bottles, those things can deteriorate over time and contaminate the water. So that's not an end-all, do-all. I will get into that and share some great options like 55-gallon drums and things like that going forward. We'll get more into that. This is just kind of a reminder for you guys to make sure you are being prepared. So some water filtration options are excellent. You can outsource water if you run out, or if you know that your lines are contaminated, you can go and filter that water. This is more of a portable, small option, but there are some really great home options like made by Berkey, and also Alexa Pure makes some really good tall 3-liter big contained water filtration options. Now, as far as coronavirus and different viruses, it is good to have masks. These are kind of standard. These aren't going to do the best job, but it's better than nothing. And you can get the upgraded masks that actually will help fight viruses for just a few dollars more than your standard masks. So having things like that, having ways for you to be able to cover where you're breathing and things like that are definitely going to help possibly even including goggles and things like that for maybe in your trunk of your car. These things can happen out of nowhere. You could be out and about when these things happen. So it's nice to have different options in your vehicle. And most of the time, your vehicle is going to be at anywhere you are. So even if you only have just enough to put in your vehicle, you can have it at all times wherever you're at, whether it be if you are at home or out and about. So these are just a few options. This is a really good one too. Emergency food rations, a great option to put for portable use and just to have as well around the house. So guys, I'm just trying to get us prepper minded and thinking about this stuff. Thank you once again. And I hope this helped you out, helped remind you, but it is pretty wise right now, especially with the military going over plans for containment and quarantine. We don't know what the future holds, but it is good to be prepared. All right. Thanks as always. Like, subscribe, and share for more, and I will see you soon.